Good morning, boys and girls. This is Pastor Nancy, and Buddy the dog really wanted to be in the movie just for the beginning, so he says hi, and then I'm going to let him go. Where do you want to stay, Buddy? What do you want to do? Well, he'll stay with us, I guess. Well, I have so much fun being with you, everyone, boys and girls. I just am honored to be with you on Sunday mornings or whenever you watch. And today I want to start by talking about a song, and also it's raining a little bit today, but I really wanted to be outside, so hopefully we'll be able to make this before the downpour. Buddy seems to be happy to be here. Have you ever heard this song? It only takes a spark to get a fire going, and soon all those around can warm up and it's glowing. That's how it is with God's love. Ooh, it's a great song. Once you experience it, you spread his love to everyone you want to pass it on. That song choked me up for some reason. It's such a great song. But the first line, it only takes a spark to get a fire going. We had a spark in our filming children's sermons. And the spark came from Odin and Logan's mother. And she said, Nancy, when you do the children's sermons, wouldn't it be fun to say the names of our kids? And I thought, that'd be great. So the first time we did that, we had children's names from Port Wing. And then, as you know, we do these worship services also for children at Messiah Lutheran in Washburn. And so we got some more names from Messiah. And then relatives of mine, I get to say their names. And then I just got 6 more names. So it only takes a spark. And these names represent 34 families. So I want to say hello to everyone, our brand new names. Greetings to children from Minnesota. Reed, Trey, Jude and Claire, Ruby and Cash. Cash was just born. Leo, Theron, Kate, Emma, Jane, Anna Lee, Cadigan, Lainey, Honora, Wesley, Addie and Lillian, Gage, Hadley, and Finn, Adela and Jackson, Eva and Addison, Ricky and Sam, Addie, Lily, Chloe, Janesha, Kaylee, Talia, Nola, Isaac, Joey, Lucy, Alta, Anna, Riley, Savannah, Brooke, Gifty, Carter, Connor, Grayson, Logan, Odin, Blair and William, Sadie and Chloe, Emma, Lily and Eleanor, Jacob, Bria and Amari, Jersey and Rocco, my nieces and nephews. And you, I bet there's at least 1 or 2 children and I don't know your names yet. Or I forgot your names, but I'm so happy you are with us. Good morning. And as I said, 34 families from 3 states, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. Wow. Well, today I forgot one thing, but you're going to have to imagine it. I usually wanted to have on my table the globe. I wanted a picture of the globe because we're going to talk about Earth Day today. Earth Day is April 22nd, so it was this week in April, the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. So we are going to celebrate that in our children's time. And I want to talk about what Earth Day is and why celebrate it. And I do want to look at my notes because I want to make sure I say this correctly. After a very large oil spill off the California coast, people thought we have to do something to stop pollution. We have to do something to stop pollution. Oil spills hurt the fish and the water and on and on. And it was a problem. And this oil spill happened 51 years ago. Oh, I've got to read one more thing. And Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson and a California representative formed a nonprofit group called Environmental Action. And they formed that group, and their first goal was to have a yearly event called Earth Day. And the first Earth Day was April 22, 1970. That's why we celebrate the 50th anniversary of it this year. And the organizers said, let's have an event. Let's definitely include the schools. And Buddy does that as a sign of affection. Let's include the schools for Earth Day, and let's have teachers and students and anyone else who can come. Let's have a whole day of environmental awareness. Maybe the biology and the science teachers will talk about the earth, and lovers of all creation will give talks, and especially about how to not pollute. So Earth Day's been happening for 50 years, and we're celebrating it today. But here's the question. Why do Jesus followers care about Earth Day? I'm going to repeat that. You and I are followers of Jesus, and why should we care about Earth Day? And I'm going to direct my glance to the right, and I have with me St. Francis. And St. Francis was in the 12th and 13th century, long time ago, and he loved God, and St. Francis was fascinated and madly in love with nature. He's holding a bird there, a dove, and St. Francis has been known to give sermons to the birds. And one of our songs that we're singing in church today, Jack Gunderson is singing, all creatures of our God and King worship this. We love the creation, and there are verses in that song that Francis wrote about brother moon and sister sun, and the earth are sacred. Why do Jesus followers care about the earth? Well, God gave us the earth. In the beginning, God created the earth, created all of this, plants and animals and rocks and everything. And then we are told in Scripture to be caregivers, be good stewards of the earth. Now, there's something we can do that combines our love of God and love of earth and love of people. And are you wondering why I have tomatoes on the table? And I do have some kale and a watering can. Well, one way to love the earth and to love God and to love people has to do with the coronavirus. Almost all of you have heard of the global pandemic by now, and you're all staying safely at home, and you're social distancing, and you don't even get to hug your grandma and grandpa, and it's very difficult. I acknowledge that. So let's do something constructive to take our mind off how sad we are. And we know that with a global pandemic, there will be people who lose their jobs. They have already lost their jobs, and then they lose their income. And when you lose your money, you actually start worrying about food. I bet you know where we're going with this. How do we embrace this beautiful earth and use it the way God wanted us, and use it to give? It's a giving place, the earth is, where we can grow vegetables. Maybe not all of you, but many of you will do this. And that's why I wanted to show you. These are little, I think they're biodegradable. And I put dirt in them already. I have some dirt right here, dirt. And then we're planting vegetables already, and it's too cold to leave the vegetables outside. Look at it starting to rain or snow. So we'll get right to the nut of it here. Isn't that funny? It's snowing. It's snowing. It's snowing right there. Okay, buddy, isn't that funny? So the rest is easy. The rest of my talk is quite easy. Did you know that tomatoes can be planted from seed? This is a cherry tomato package. At the IGA right now, it's $1.49. The seeds are tiny. It says put them in the dirt 1/4 of an inch and then just wiggle them around. And then I also have Swiss chard seeds. You put them in the dirt 3/4 of an inch deep in the dirt. They're really interesting seeds. And 3/4 of an inch down into the dirt, these ones go. Oh, yeah, there they are. I'll just put them in there. And then I do have my gardening gloves because it gets really dirty. You know what to do. We'll just cover it. And then we put water on it. And we're getting a little water, aren't we, from the snow? And then I talked with Mary Pearson, a gardener. A lot of people that know a lot more about gardening than I do. Everyone practically. And she said, these things need heat. And it's too cold, so we bring them in the house, find a window with sun, and we can get a head start on our vegetable garden. And the punch of my message to you children is ask your parents if you can have some kind of a garden. It might be a window garden. And then grow some vegetables. And then when they start harvesting, you and I can give some away to people who are hungry. I got this idea from Wendy Liebert. several weeks ago. She said, we need to really care about food insecurity, and what can we do? What can all of us do? If possible, get some dirt, if possible, especially Earth Day. Earth, God created the earth. And if possible, get some seeds and start small. This is quite small. If these grow, then I can put them in a bigger pot, and I can have a tomato plant and maybe a Swiss chard plant. Some of you will have a lot more, and when harvesting starts, we could ask God to help us share. That's why 34 families matters. We have 34 families that are represented when these children's sermons happen. That would be a lot of food if we all made some vegetables. Oh, and on that note, there's a Bible verse in Corinthians said that humans will water and plant, but God causes the growth. So we just celebrate the power of God in the earth. And I'm going to just say a little joke. Sometimes chemicals do help, and there is something called Miracle Grow. And for flowers, or there's Miracle Grow, I guess, for tomatoes. Well, that's just, a little help. It looks like Buddy, do you want to leave, Bud? What do you want to do? Buddy said our time is up. So boys and girls, moms and moms, dads and dads, all of you, thank you for watching. And we love God, and we love the earth, and we are commanded to love one another. So let us celebrate the beauty of how earth can feed us by taking part in gardening this year. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and see you next week. Goodbye.